Okay, so it's been about 3 months since I've had the Nokia 3.4. Yeah, I held on to it and I've used it as a secondary device since my initial review. And I have a few things to say about this device. Let's get started. Hello guys, Easy here again and welcome to another review. Long-term review of the Nokia 3.4. It has been about 3 months using this device and the ride has been okay for the most part. But there have been a few bumps which I'm going to address as we proceed. I have my affiliate links in the description should you decide to buy the Nokia 3.4. You can support the channel by using my links. Let's start with the pros, that is the things I like about the Nokia 3.4 and why I can recommend it. The first has to be its price. For about $150, that is 64,500 Nigerian Naira, you get so much value. A modern design with a textured finish that makes for really easy grip. Though I've mostly used it with the casing because I wanted to keep it as neat as possible. It packs 4GB of RAM and 64GB in storage, which is pretty standard at this price point. You can always use an SD card for more storage if you wish. Also having the Snapdragon 460 processor, which I'd say has lived up to expectations. Compared to other devices at similar price point, I would say this has done well. I recently compared the Nokia 3.4 to the just released Samsung Galaxy A12, which is priced a little higher, and the Nokia 3.4 had a better processor and fared well in most areas. I'm going to have a link to that video in the description, you can check that out. Still on its processing power, for the GPU it has the Adreno 610. In my period of use I have not done much gaming as I am not much of a mobile gamer, but occasionally when I have, it has fared quite well, with no heating concerns or lags. However, I'll still say this is not a gaming device. Another thing to like about the Nokia 3.4 has to be its design and form factor. In a period where smartphone sizes are going as high as 7 inches, the Nokia 3.4 has what I would call a proper size with about 6.4 inches display. Though still not perfect for one-handed use, but there are no concerns if you have small hands. Smartphone manufacturers recently started adopting TFT displays, but the Nokia 3.4 maintains an IPS LCD display, which is very good looking. Media content is enjoyable with its left hole punch camera style. It is a 720p display with up to 400 nits of brightness, which is bright enough. The software on the Nokia 3.4 is stock Android 10 and it is upgradable to Android 11, supposedly within the first quarter of this year. We are still waiting for it. If you are enjoying this video so far, a sub to the channel would be very much appreciated. Now, Nokia prides itself in providing software support up to 2 years, which is good. But I have to mention, not as fast as I would have expected. The Nokia 3.4 did not get November and December security updates until much later in January. In late December of 2020, there was a bug with the camera software which I believe also affected the Nokia 8.3. The app was always crashing when you tried to take a picture or switch camera modes. This problem persisted for up to 3 weeks with no software update or permanent fix from Nokia. Yes, for about 2 to 3 weeks I could not use the device camera. Other users had this problem as well. For a brand that prides itself in the software prowess, one would have expected such a problem to be fixed swiftly, but that was not the case. It was eventually fixed with a software update, thankfully. As of now, we are still on the December security update. Fingers crossed if we are actually going to see Android 11 in this first quarter. But with that said, how has been the software experience so far? Pretty good as you would expect from stock Android. Swift, no lags, no bloatware, no ads, smooth user experience. Stock Android is pretty naked, so you might need to install a few applications for customization and other features. I use the Microsoft Launcher. I should also mention that with custom launchers there is no full gesture support, so keep that in mind if you prefer gesture navigation. On overall usability, that is hardware and software combined, I'd say it has been pretty good. I had to disable the Google Assistant button because I was always mistaking it for the power button and I always triggered it accidentally. There are easier ways to summon the Google Assistant without a dedicated button. Another thing I had to disable was the fingerprint swipe gesture, which brings down the notification panel. I found myself triggering it too often, even at times where I was sure I didn't touch it. Also, when playing a game and holding the device in landscape mode, you might trigger it and cause obstructions, so I had to disable that. Nonetheless, the fingerprint scanner is very responsive and is going to unlock the device swiftly 99% of the time. One thing I could never get used to with the Nokia 3.4 was its charging speed. It comes with a 10 watts charger, which I must say it takes too long to charge the device. At least 3 to 4 hours to charge from 0 to 100, even while powered off. Not one you can rely on if you want a quick boost, as a 30 minutes charge would only get you about 12% of battery. But this 4000 mAh battery does a good job of getting you through a full day of use, so you may only need to charge at night. Still talking about charging speeds, I observed that it supports fast charging. It detects a fast charger when plugged in. I tried it with a 15 watts fast charger and it charged significantly faster. I actually got it from 0 to 100 in just about 2 hours. But I'll still recommend using the 10 watts charger that comes in the box, because there is no telling the long-term effect of using a fast charger on the battery life or the charging port. The Nokia 3.4 has really good build quality and is a really compact device. I love how subtle the camera module is and how it sits nicely with the design, with a very minimal bump. Speaking of its cameras, its 13 megapixel triple rear cameras, which includes a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera, does really decent job at taking pictures, with good color reproduction and fairly good with dynamic range. Aside the period where I had to be without the cameras due to the bug, I'd say it has fared pretty well. You be the judge. What do you think about these photos? Selfies are also good, both portrait and regular selfies. It has a dedicated night mode, but I'd say it's just there and nothing really special. For video, it can shoot 1080p Full HD videos at 30 frames per second from both selfie and rear cameras. I think it gets the job done pretty well. In summary, the Nokia 3.4 is a good device I can recommend, having used it for about 3 months. Reasonably priced, decent cameras, good design, good battery life, good overall user experience, aside the 10 watts charging speed of course, and 2 years Android upgrades guaranteed. Do you have the Nokia 3.4? How is your experience so far? Let us know in the comments. If you're buying the Nokia 3.4, don't forget to support the channel and use my affiliate links. You can also support the channel by hitting the thumbs up so YouTube can recommend this video to more viewers, or a thumbs down if you're not satisfied. Also, please subscribe for more awesome content. See you in another video. Peace.